Howdy, guys, and welcome to Cliff Notes, and welcome to night 53 of the overnight feed recaps for Big Brother season 26. All right, the big news yesterday, obviously, the veto ceremony that took place. Remember, Chelsea's the HOH. We've got Chemo and Angela on the block. McKenzie had won the veto. A lot of questions Sunday night about, would the veto be used? If so, who would the veto be used on? Well, we've got answers for you now. We had the veto ceremony yesterday afternoon, and MJ chose to use the veto on Angela. Welcome to Crazy World. MJ, who absolutely was ready to get Angela out the door, turns around and instead uses the veto on Angela, pulls her off the block. Amazing. I would not have predicted that 24 hours ago. She pulls Angela off the block. At that point, then Chelsea has to put up someone for renomination. She puts up Quinn. So we've got Quinn, the super fan, on the block versus Chemo. Not really sure who's going to go home just yet on Thursday. Certainly it seems like Quinn is a target, but Thursday's a long way away. There's no BBAI arena anymore. So come Thursday, come the vote, we're going to have Quinn versus Chemo. A little bit of a battle between a couple of different groups, and we'll see how all that works out. A lot of conversations that took place after that, so let's get right into it. All right, very soon after the veto ceremony itself, we've got McKenzie and Chemo talking. McKenzie is saying, look, Chemo, you should be good. The plan is to evict Quinn. We've got the votes. I don't want you to think that you staying up there is any slam against you or anything else. It just had to be done in order to get Quinn out the door. Quinn is a target. You are good to go at this point in time. She's telling Chemo that Angela just wasn't a huge threat right now. We can get her out a little bit later. Therefore, it makes more sense to get Quinn out the door. And you're good. You just happen to be up there. But we got to get Quinn out the door. McKenzie is saying that hopefully this shows that she and Chelsea are willing to make big, great moves that benefit the entire house and not just themselves by putting Quinn up. That Quinn's a house target. So look at us. We're helping everyone this week, Chemo. All right, we've got Quinn and Leah talking. Leah's not happy with the way the renominations went, with the way the veto ceremony went. She's saying that there are puppets in this house, calling people puppets. She's saying that Chelsea and McKenzie were treating her like a moron last night. Later, she talks about how Chelsea was very condescending in the way that she talked to her. Leah's just not happy. She doesn't feel like she's really being included or her opinions being taken for considerations. She tells Quinn, she says, they didn't tell me last night they were 100% were going to use it. Seems that if I recall, it certainly was a suggestion, the implication that they were going to use it. But she's telling Quinn, saying, they didn't say they're going to 100% use it. As much as Leah is complaining, you would think she was on the block. Nah, she's fine this week, but she is not happy at the way things have gone. All right, we've got, while that conversation's going on, Quinn looking a little bit more at his life that could come to an end, because unlike Leah, he is on the block. Quinn is saying, look, I just hope I've got votes. Hopefully I've got a vote from you, Leah. If I've got a vote from you and Cam and McKenzie, then maybe I could make something happen. He's figuring that Chemo most definitely, he says, my votes aren't guaranteed. I'm hoping I've got votes from you and Cam and McKenzie. He says, Chemo, on the other hand, Chemo has guaranteed votes from Rabina and T-Corp. Kind of leaving Angela here in the mix of which way is Angela going to go. Now, if that's the case, it could help out. It could help out Quinn, because theoretically Angela has told Leah she will vote the way that Leah votes. We'll see if that turns out to be the case. Surely if Angela said that, she would follow through, right? But yeah, so Quinn actually counting the votes and a little bit nervous. Both of them are upset that people in this house obviously are considering them as some kind of a working duo. I think Quinn's the one said, we've never even held hands, and people are just putting the two of us together and making us a threat because of that and all of that. Quinn is saying that if Chelsea chooses to side with the three, and the three being T-Core, Rabina, and Chemo, if Chelsea chooses to side with them, then that's just really dumb. They will always side with each other over her. She is going to be number 4 in that group. So why in the world would she do something like that? Leah saying that that's why it makes zero sense for Chelsea to keep throwing Leah's name under the bus, that Chelsea does not want to work with Leah and Quinn, and she just can't figure out what's going on, why Chelsea would throw her hat in the ring with those 3 instead. Quinn is saying that Chelsea is throwing Leah's name under the bus as much as she is, just on the off chance that she and Leah get on the block together to make sure that she's got the votes to survive over Leah. And finally, Quinn is saying that none of the 3 are going to flip on each other. They're the strongest threats in this house right now. They have to be dealt with, or they're just going to make it to the very end. All right, we've got Rubina and T-Core talking. T-Core is telling Rubina that they need to make sure that they firm up with Cam and Chelsea what's going to happen this week. Now, Chelsea's not voting, but in case of a tie, she could still have influence. But T-Core is saying we need to make sure that we're tight with Cam and with Chelsea and with McKenzie, and just see where their votes are going to go. Make sure they're going to support Chemo this week. So she's telling Rubina to get closer to Cam and MJ. And Rubina's saying, I can do that, but I can't get closer to Leah because Leah told a lie about me. I'm not really sure what this lie is that Rubina thinks that Leah told. There are a bunch of lies being told in this house, but Rubina's not on good terms with Leah right now. So I'll get with the other 2 and talk to them. I'm not doing anything with Leah right now. T-Core is wishing that she could have put Quinn up herself, that she really wishes that she was the one instead of Chelsea, so she could just put it to Quinn a little bit. So she's saying that. Rubina's saying, as long as he ups, it's fine. No, I wanted to put him up myself. They are complaining about Leah and Quinn. They're saying that Quinn trusts everything that Leah says. A little upset about that, and Rubina says something about, he's a 25-year-old guy, and so Leah's got something that we don't have, and he's always going to be seeing everything through a filter because of that. So feeling a little uncomfortable that Leah has so much control over some of these guys. Yeah, Leah had some control over Joseph. He's out the door. She's had a little control over Quinn. Well, it looks like Quinn could be out the door. So Leah's position of power is strongly weakening as some of these guys head out the door. All right, we've got Leah and McKenzie talking. McKenzie is saying that she can beat Angela easier than Quinn, trying to justify why Quinn is on the block instead of Angela, or at least explaining why Angela was pulled off the block. Now, later she says, I didn't have anything to do with the nomination. I didn't know how that was going to happen. But she's saying that she does feel like she could beat Angela better than Quinn. Therefore, Quinn is a bigger threat. She's saying Quinn had said he would get out comp threats on double eviction night, which they all think is coming up. And she's saying he said he's going to get out the comp threats. I'm a comp threat, so why shouldn't I be worried? She's also saying that Quinn won't talk to McKenzie unless McKenzie approaches him, that he just doesn't seem really to be in game mode with her. And so that's another reason that she's a little uncomfortable with Quinn, and why maybe she wouldn't be as supportive as Leah thinks that she should be. She's saying that she was just trying to get with saying that she isn't trying to get in with the 3, telling this to Leah. Saying, I'm not trying to get in with T-Core, Rubina, and Chemo. That's not why I pulled Angela off. That's not why Angela threw that up. It doesn't have anything to do with trying to get with the 3 of them. It's just that Quinn was a very easy target this week, and so we took opportunity while we could. Leah's saying that she isn't mad at McKenzie. It's not about being mad. She just knows more of Quinn's plan, and that it's not what McKenzie and Chelsea thought it was. That Quinn actually was with them, and that she's just disappointed that they didn't get a chance to see that. She's saying that no one is going to prioritize you and me, McKenzie. We're going to be at the bottom of everyone's totem pole, and by doing this, by potentially getting rid of Quinn, we're putting our games in jeopardy, and that's what's got Leah upset. Leah spent all day in that pedal room, barely left. She was, again, you would think she was on the block as upset as she was yesterday. But she's saying, yeah, McKenzie, your game and my game are both now in jeopardy because of the way this is going down. Leah saying that at this point now, she is an easy nomination renom because she's been lined up with Quinn, paired up with him, perception-wise for a lot of people. So from this point on, she can easily be put up by different people, which has her upset. She's upset at the narrative that Angela created. That didn't take long for Angela to turn on Leah, did it? Yeah, she's not happy with Angela either in the way Angela spun some of this stuff. All right. McKenzie is saying to Leah that if she didn't win Veto this week, then she easily could have been the renom option as well. So her game certainly isn't protected either. She's just trying to survive at this point in time. And she finally tells Leah as well that she didn't have any clue who Chelsea was going to put up. All she did was protect Angela because she knew Angela would be an easier target later. And that she didn't know that Quinn was going on the block. Liar, liar, liar. Yeah, she knew exactly the case, but she's not going to tell Leah that she and Chelsea were working together. She's trying to distance herself from Chelsea right now. All right, we've got Quinn and McKenzie talking at this point now. McKenzie is saying that she actually thought Chelsea maybe would put up Leah rather than Quinn. And she said, I love Leah. Why would I have supported this at all? She said, I just use a veto. I didn't have any control over that. And I didn't think you were going to go up. I thought Leah was going up. I love Leah, so I didn't like that either. But it was Chelsea that made that decision, not me. Quinn is saying that he wishes he had known people thought he was playing both sides, so he could have nipped it in the bud a little bit, clarified it, that he's feeling that that's why he's on the block right now, because both sides thought he was playing with the other side, and that's not really the case. Is it not really, Quinn? But he's saying, if I'd just known, I could have clarified it with everyone. He's saying, telling McKenzie, says, look, just so you know, if I survive this week, if I win HOH following, I'm not going to target the 5. And the 5 being those whose names aren't T-Core, Rubina, and Chemo. He said, I'm not going after the other side. So don't think that I'm working with those 3 over there. That's not the way it is, McKenzie. He's talking about Cam. McKenzie is saying that Cam does whatever Chelsea wants, that Chelsea very much has control of his game at this point in time. McKenzie's also talking about trying to still explain some inconsistencies or trying to explain why things went down the way they did. And so she's telling Quinn, saying, look, there's things that Leah was telling me that just were inconsistent with what you were telling me, and that was making me suspicious. And one of the things is when Angela had proposed this alliance with the other side, and she's saying, you knew about it a couple of days ago. Leah was saying that you just heard about it. She just told you yesterday or something. I don't know. Basically, she's throwing out a lot of reasons why Leah's story and Quinn's story were not always exactly the same, and therefore there must be something going on. That's why I was, perhaps thinking that y'all needed to go on the block. She's trying to cover her bases a little bit, and Quinn's saying, no, I understand. I understand why you did what you did based on that. And so, yeah, McKenzie's trying to cover herself up a little bit. All right, we've got Chelsea and McKenzie talking now. McKenzie doing a lot of talking yesterday, trying to do a little damage control or at least make sure she's protected with everyone. So we've got Chelsea and McKenzie talking, a little follow-up after everything that happened. Chelsea is reporting basically what Quinn just told to McKenzie. He also told to Chelsea, saying that Quinn says he's going to be loyal to the 5, that he'll work with us going forward if we save him and all of that. McKenzie saying that she kind of believes him, that she thinks that's probably true. I think Chelsea said something along the lines of that. The only person he's going to work with is himself. He'll turn on us eventually. He turned on the Pentagon. He'll turn on us. So McKenzie willing to believe Quinn a lot more than Chelsea is. McKenzie saying she believes him. Chelsea not so certain. Chelsea is saying that the voting decision is probably going to be up to McKenzie and Cam as far as Chemo versus Quinn, who goes home. McKenzie is worried about leaving that group of 3 intact, Chemo, T-Core, and Rubina. A little bit worried about that. But Chelsea is saying that she is sure that her and McKenzie and Cam could win comps against those 3. If it comes down to us 3 versus those 3, she said, I know we could beat them, so we can keep control of the game just because of that. She says, I'm not as certain how we would do competition-wise against Leah and Quinn, that they're bigger threats from a competition standpoint. And if we don't break them up, they could maybe dominate competitions, whereas against those 3, we should be able to dominate. So Chelsea seems like she's very much leaning towards getting Quinn out, whereas McKenzie may be leaning a little bit more towards Chemo. We'll see how that develops over the next few days. McKenzie is saying that that they could get Quinn next week, saying, yeah, why do it now? Let's get Chemo now. We'll weaken the 3. Then we'll get Quinn next week so that those 2 are broken up. and then we could run the house. Chelsea, though, is worried that Quinn would target them because they put him on the block. If we save him this week, he wins HOH. He's saying he's going to go after the 3. He won't go after the 5, but is that truly the case? We just got through putting him on the block, and she said, we, not me. You're part of this as well, McKenzie. She said, we just put him on the block, so he would probably put us on the block now if he got HOH. So that is her concern if they let Quinn stick around. But McKenzie's saying, I don't think so. I think he'll go after those 3 instead at this point. He sees them as a bigger threat. I'm not sure which way he would go right now. I just don't know. I tend to think maybe he would go after the 3, but don't really know with Quinn because he tries to stay good with everyone. All right, we've got Chelsea talking to the cams a little bit, talking about Quinn, saying that after this season's over, she's going to go on to social media. She's going to be the matchmaker. She's going to find dates for Quinn and all that. He comes in for a little while. They joke about it, that she's going to handle all that stuff for him, and he's laughing about it. How many people would she need to filter through and things like that? So they joke a little bit. Eventually, he walks out the door. After he leaves, Chelsea's telling the cameras that last week she made a vote with her heart. This week she made a decision with her brain to put Quinn up on the block. That just makes more sense strategically. She's saying, he could be here. Expect the unexpected. He could be here at the end of the week. And she says, now, if that's the case, there's a possibility he could come after me. And if that happens, well, I just have to live with it. She finishes up by saying, low key, I maybe wouldn't mind if he stayed this week. That would be okay as well. So, yeah, it seems like Chelsea maybe isn't 100% committed to getting him out. There may be some opportunities there. All right, we've got Chelsea and T-Core now talking a little bit, talking about the fact that no matter who gets voted out after Thursday, there's only 2 guys left in the house, saying that, we've tried in past seasons, they've had girls' alliances that didn't work. Maybe the secret sauce is to just not have a girls' alliance until much later, and then maybe it works out better. Well, it's certainly working this season. All right, we've got dinner courtesy of T-Core and McKenzie, who cooked. There'll be a little bit of a discussion later about who actually did the cooking, but theoretically, McKenzie and T-Core came together and cooked dinner. Apparently it was pretty good, chicken and such. The only thing I heard was the broccoli may have been a little salty, but the 2 of them came together. Again, Leah just not feeling up to be interacting and cooking or doing anything with anyone else. So McKenzie and T-Core take over for the evening. All right, we've got Chelsea and Rubina complaining about Leah. Chelsea is saying this is the 8th week in a row that Leah hasn't seen the block. So why is she upset? It's going to be 9 weeks before anything happens. And yet here she is going on and on complaining. All right, we've got house guests, everyone except Leah, I think, who's been in bed again all day, doing a talent show in the backyard. It turns into some kind of Big Brother song. Just them having fun. I assume they may be losing the backyard this morning. I'm not certain of that, but that's typical schedule. So they spent a lot of time in the backyard hanging out, trying to have fun while they could, including doing a talent show and a little bit of singing and such in the backyard. Original songs. Otherwise, they get called out, but singing a little Big Brother song and all that. All right, we've got Leah and Angela talking. Leah's saying that she's annoyed with Angela, that Angela basically threw her under the bus, that she threw out misinformation about Leah, and it's just really bothering her. Angela's denying it. Angela's saying, look, now I understand why you're upset all day long. She said, no, I didn't say that. I never said that you were the ringleader or anything along those lines. She said, people may be throwing out bad information because I never said any of that, Leah. And she said, I wish you would come to me earlier so I could have clarified instead of just sitting in bed all day and all that, because I didn't say any of that. So Angela's denying every bit of it. She's saying, I was protecting you, Leah. I actually was not throwing you under the bus, just the opposite. I was protecting you. And I will say this, when Angela was talking about everyone forming this alliance on the other side and everything, which did include Leah, she was kind of downplaying Leah's involvement in it. So I'm not sure she's exactly wrong in that part, but she still was certainly trying to create suspicions to protect herself. All right, we've got Angela and Chelsea talking a little bit. Angela is just really concerned about how upset Leah is with her. And so she's talking to Chelsea about this. She's basically wanting Chelsea to go talk to Leah and say, oh, Angela didn't say this. Angela didn't say that. Basically calm things down, soothe things over with Leah. It's what she's suggesting. And Chelsea is saying, you know what? That's something between you and You and Leah, you need to go take care of that. You need to go talk to Leah. Don't be bringing me in on that. Y'all two go work that stuff out. Angela leaves. A little bit later, Cam's in there. A little bit later, she comes up again and is asking the same questions. And Leah saying, I thought you were going to go talk to Leah. I thought we were pretty clear on that. And now you're up here again. I don't want to be involved with this, Angela. Angela is talking about her position in the house with Chelsea. She's saying, I'm a trustworthy person. Well, let me prove that. I'm a trustworthy person. And she's saying that maybe my words just got mixed up a little bit. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe they didn't come out the way I wanted them to say, but that's not what I meant and all of that. She's complaining that she wants to work with people in the house, but no one wants to work with her. I wonder why that is. God, that's just mean. That's just mean. No one wants to work with Angela, and no reason why they wouldn't, right? Nah, none at all. But yeah, she's complaining no one wants to work her at this point in time. She is telling Chelsea that she would love to work with Chelsea and McKenzie and make something happen. That would be perfect for her. She just wants to work with Chelsea so bad. Chelsea is saying, well, the fact that McKenzie and I work together to get you off the block and make this happen this week, that should be pretty, that should symbolize our willingness to maybe do something with you, right? We've kind of proven ourselves to you. So now it's up to you, Angela, and so show that you want to work with us. We've done some things. Now you do some things for us as well. Chelsea is talking as well. Angela continued to going on about Leah and such. And Leah saying, well, look, you maybe said some stuff. You got to work that out with Leah. She says, but Leah, on the other hand, came up to my room last night, spent all night long, was up here till 5 o'clock in the morning. And she said, continually throwing Quinn under the bus. Maybe you and Leah can work things out and there's no harm, no foul. She said, but Leah said all this stuff about Quinn. And so now Quinn's on the block, and there's a price to pay when you talk about that kind of stuff, as long as she did, and throwing him under the bus, and now he's on the block. All right, we've got most of the house guests migrate into the rock bedroom. They're doing fake commercials to the camera. I think T-Core was the director. They're just screwing around. I think everyone was in there except maybe McKenzie and Leah, but everyone else hanging out in that rock bedroom, just goofing off. All right, we've got McKenzie and Chelsea talking. Chelsea is saying that Leah is upset with Angela, which we've heard those conversations already. And Chelsea's just confirming that for McKenzie. She's saying that Angela wanted her to go talk to Leah and say, Angela didn't say this stuff. So act as a peacemaker. And Chelsea's saying, I wasn't going to do that. No way I was going to do that. All right, we've got Angela and Leah now talking, trying to hash this out a little bit more. Angela trying to do a little damage control. She's saying that she never said Leah was a ringleader. She said, yeah, I actually said that Quinn was a ringleader. I didn't mention you. I said you were just kind of out there, but it was really Quinn that was leading this thing. So I was trying to protect you as best I could, Leah. Leah's saying that she's upset with Angela, but she's also upset with Chelsea on the other side. She's saying, look, Chelsea talked to me in a very condescending way whenever I went and talked to her yesterday and all that. And when they were talking about whether the veto was going to be used in renom, she was very condescending in the way she talked to me. She's upset that they're trying to put Quinn and herself against each other. I guess she got word that Chelsea is saying that some of the stuff that Leah said led to Quinn being on the bus. And she said, I know, she said that. And I'm sure she's telling Quinn that I'm responsible and all that. So she's trying to pit us against each other. Angela is saying that she's upset with Chelsea. She's saying, I talked to Chelsea, and Chelsea just told me that, hey, you're the pawn. You're the perpetual pawn, the season's pawn. Just run with it. You should be good. No one's going to send you home just because you're on the block. Just run with it. And Angela doesn't like that she's being told she should just accept that she's going to be the pawn for the season. Not happy at all with that. She's saying, with that kind of attitude, she's never going to get any gameplay from me. She's never going to get any information from me. Angela's getting nothing from me. Chelsea's getting nothing from me ever again. So Angela and Leah both upset with Chelsea at this point in time. Angela is saying, she's telling Leah that however way Leah wants to vote, count that as 2 votes, because Angela will vote the same way. So just let me know what you want to do, Leah. I owe you that, and just let me know what I need to do. But Angela is also saying that she will vote to keep Quinn if Quinn will agree to keep her off the block. And kind of, I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine. But she is telling Leah that she would be open to saving Quinn this week. If maybe Quinn can if Leah can make sure that Quinn can give her some protection as well. Leah's grateful for that, says, I appreciate it, Angela, but we need to check with Cam and McKenzie and see how they're voting. They're really going to be the ones that probably spin this one way or the other, or determine one way or the other. Leah says she's going to go talk to Cam, remind him that he tried to vote out Chemo last week, and as a result, if Chemo gets power, he would probably put Cam on the block. Angela's saying that's great, but just realize that Cam does whatever Chelsea wants, and he'll probably go tell Chelsea that. So whatever you tell Cam is going to go back to Chelsea. Angela's saying that she is more than willing to work with Leah and Quinn, but she's saying Quinn can't know that I'm working with you because Quinn doesn't like me. He won't be cool with that setup. So I'm happy to work with y'all, but I need to go through you. You tell me what to do versus us having a meeting with Quinn or anything, because then he won't trust me and he won't like that at all. But I want to work with the two of y'all. So Angela's still trying to set up little groups and alliances throughout this entire house. Leah saying that if she wins HOH next week, she knows what she's going to do, and that's put up Chelsea and T-Cord. That is her target. Those are her targets. Angela is telling Leah that instead of doing that, maybe she ought to put up T-Core and Rabina and backdoor Chelsea, so Chelsea doesn't have a chance to compete in the veto competition. And Angela is saying that's what I'm going to do. If I win HOH, I'm putting up T-Core and Rabina and then trying to backdoor Chelsea. So they both have Chelsea as their primary target right now and going after the other three. Leah's saying that it was a bad move for Chelsea to put Quinn up on the block the way she did. She's saying, I would have protected Angela. I would have protected Chelsea. I would have kept Chelsea safe next week if she hadn't done this. So now that she's done it, all bets are off. It's just a dumb move on Chelsea's part. Leah's saying that the three, T-Core, Rabina, and Chemo, that the three are going to keep each other safe until the end, that surely Chelsea realizes that if she goes on that direction, she's going to be number 4 in a group of 4. So why in the world would she want to do that? Leah's saying that she and McKenzie have each other's back. She says it's not a formal anything. It's just she's watching my back and I'll watch her back as well. So maybe I can work with her on how we want to do this vote as well. Angela is saying, I've had McKenzie's back as well. Ever since Matt left, I've had McKenzie's back. Has she? Yeah, she says she has. All right. Finally, we've got McKenzie and Leah talking. McKenzie is saying that she isn't in an alliance. She doesn't have anything going on, that she's doing what is best for her game. And that's why she used that veto. And Leah saying, no, I'm not upset with you. I used a veto the week before. I get it. I'm not upset with that at all. I understand what you're saying. But McKenzie is also saying that Quinn's blood is on Chelsea's hands, not hers. Again, she's trying to distance herself from what Chelsea did on this thing. Leah is upset, as mentioned before, that Chelsea seems to be using Leah's name as a way to justify Quinn going on the block, that it's based on what Leah said and things like that. Well, McKenzie's done a little bit of that as well, saying there were inconsistencies between Quinn and Leah, and that's maybe why I pulled Angela off and got suspicious. Well, Leah's pointing that out with Chelsea and not at all happy that Chelsea's been doing that. McKenzie finally, just to finish this evening up, talking about the dinner they served, she's saying, I did all the cooking. T-Core just sat there and watched, and now she's trying to claim credit. Right after dinner, T-Core came out and said, I was a chef, and McKenzie was my sous chef and all of that. So, there's a little bit of a discrepancy on who did what with the meal in the evening. So McKenzie's not happy that T-Core took credit for the meal she made. Yeah, and suddenly I go all kinds of blurry. Well, sorry about that, guys. But with that, everyone in bed by about 3:00, Big Brother time. They called it a night. So what happens today? Kind of a chill day. They may not have the backyard. We'll find out. I'm sure there'll be a lot of more talking, conspiring. It's all going to come down to Chemo versus Quinn this week. We'll see how that goes. Well, sorry about the blur. I hope that wasn't through the whole show. All right, guys. Y'all have a fantastic Tuesday. Until tomorrow morning, SKDU 143. Cheers, my friends. Bye. I hate that blur. Oh, well. Talk to y'all later, guys. Bye.